Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Thea 2 The Shattering, where I've been thinking about this and I kind of want to go for the runebone ring, and it seems like a lot of people in the comments agree that seems to be the path we're on. I think we can do it, but if we're going to do that, we have a couple of considerations. First of all, we need to get enough coal. We have not found any sources of coal yet, right? We're on an island that we know can just produce, it can just have coal deposits. So we'll have to find one eventually. We're going to have to get enough dragon bone, and then we're going to have to get enough advancement. We need 3 advancement points to buy the ability to work the rune bone. Excuse me. And then, I remember, doing this will get us 10 rune bone, though. And then, we also probably want, here, the 3 advancement points necessary to get the extra essence. Like, if we're going for this, let's go for it, right? So questing and adventuring are pretty good sources of advancement. There's a lot of stuff that we haven't done yet. We haven't gotten through a bunch of the plots, so there's a lot of advancement available, or research points rather, from that. Plus, we do have a little bit of research material left, and we're not yet at the point in the game where the advancement points are terribly expensive, because we haven't had to spend any advancement points on buildings or on like a bunch of different types of intermediary resources. It actually shouldn't be too hard for us to put together 6 more points. It's just we need to be aware that that's something we got to do. So, we also have some food that needs to be made. I think probably what we want to do is like grab you. We're going to do like each of these once because we just barely have enough secondary materials. And the kid can help with the fishing. I know it's not quite as good as the warrior, but it'll have to work. Once the kid grows up, we're going to be in a better spot. We could stop and make some gathering tools. No, apparently we cannot. We would need more leather or gem or wood to make gathering tools. Well, it is probably the case that we're excuse me, going to have to go and get some more wood at some point anyway here. We have 11 turns worth of stuff to burn. Obviously, in 6 turns, winter will end, and that will have our burn rate, but that's still going to mean we have like actually 16 turns. I don't think that's enough to gather the amount of dragon bone we need, is it? Let's see, right now we have 23. We're getting, what, 3? We're getting 2 loads of dragon bone approximately every 5 turns at this rate. Something like that. It's a little bit worse than that, actually. And we're going to get 10 rune bone. Sorry, I could have done this math off camera, I suppose. We're going to get 10 rune bone for this. So we actually only need to run the rune bone recipe 10 times. Or 5 times, right? We actually only need to make 10 rune bone. Which actually probably means we only need 50 dragon bone. Assuming that the recipe works the way I want it to. So actually, that's not so bad. 50 dragon bone is another 4 gathers. So actually, we're fine. Yeah, let's just keep gathering for the moment. We will get enough dragon bone before we run out of campfire fuel, and then we'll just sail up and get some more. Alright, so that's got us at 31. To a place torn up by tremors. Surrounded by deep chasms in the ground lies a small patch of swamp. Within sits what looks like a very large toad perched on a water lily leaf. Yeah, we know this, so we take a closer look, consider our demon lore, etc. How can one lose a swamp? Sure, I'll help you. Okay, easy enough. Where did it... Okay, put the point of interest up here. Alright, a little bit of extra gathering skill. Very welcome. She would be okay at showing off? I don't know. Yeah, she's fine at it. Like, I think we have her with a wand right now, don't we? From when she was growing up. We probably want to swap that. Because, really, what she should be using is either a ranged weapon or, like, an artifact. We have a couple of artifacts. Like, we could give her this bone artifact. This is probably a much better place for it. She would not be poorly suited to using this crossbow either. Okay, they are the same crossbow. I'm just trying to think, like, what are the odds that we need her to be ready for a yellow or purple challenge versus needing her to be ready for a red? And honestly, this doesn't make her amazing at purple challenges. I think I'll leave her with that. And the kid, unfortunately, just, like, there's no weapon that's going to be any good on this child. Here, you can have this crossbow for the moment. Yeah, that's fine. I want the kid to keep the cat, because I want to try to grow the kid into a witch. Yeah, alright. And make sure the cooking's going the way yeah, so she should complete each recipe and then bounce down to the next one, because we're only running each of them once. Just trying to boost morale. Okay, here we have this thing. Yep. Shortest possible account of what is happening here. I know your deal. I will look into it. Absolutely. Okay, so where did that spawn to the Red Ridge camp over here, which is... Okay, it's not very far from the coast on either side. That's actually really nice. Our crafter here can go ahead and get intelligence, good crafting skill. I don't think he needs to strength focus too much. Hold on. Let me remember the calculation here. So he gets 20% of his intelligence and 40% of his wisdom to crafting. And wisdom's like the scaling stat for his weapon and everything. It is better to take 1 point of wisdom than 2 points of intelligence. Wisdom's just a very good overall skill. What are we at? 39 Dragon Bone now? Oh, and I ran us out of berries by not calculating something correctly, or by too many of the berries getting eaten before we were ready to cook. Okay, well, that being the case, let's see, you're not going to be able to finish any research. I think we just have idle hands. I would definitely rather have her on fish than the child, though. Alright, so we need one more turn plus one more full gather, and we have 11 turns of fire left, which is definitely going to be plenty. Okay, so if I've not miscalculated anything, that's probably where we need to be at. 55? Because that lets us run the recipe 5 times. Each time we do it creates 2 rune bone. That gets us halfway to the ring, and then spending the advancement points gets us the other half. Okay, cool. Well, let's move around and start doing stuff. How long do we have until our remaining child grows up? 6 more turns. Okay. There's probably... We could go ahead and do this. We could do the Red Ridge camp thing, too. We're not going to try to muscle through it so much this time, obviously. Oh, rats. Let us use our wisdom to chase the rats away and take their stuff. Okay. Bone medium armor, pretty welcome. A crummy leather gathering tool, but it's better than the empty slots that we currently have. Who wants to wear a bit of armor? Probably you do. Let's see, that's 13.4. That's actually not bad armor to just find somewhere. And the Elf Gatherer can be even more good at gathering. Okay, this looks like a witch's hut. We'll just go ahead and do this thing. I think we should be able to handle a difficulty 2 purple challenge at this point. Alright, the toad has given us steel jewelry. Okay, 1 piece of jewelry that has weapon block and 1 piece that has hurry up, and an elven artifact that is, unfortunately, only about as good as the artifacts that we already have. But 3 research points, hard to argue with. I don't know that I necessarily want to get engaged in a proper challenge here. I think what we probably want to do is move over toward some of the quest points. Like let's meet the Red Ridge guys, try to convince them, and then run away from the encounter. Let's do that thing. Just get the advancement points that we need, and then we got to go hunting for coal. I'm hoping that we'll find a source of coal over here. Aha, we have done exactly that. Unfortunately, So approach them to talk. Be very attractive at them. It turns out not to work. Try to haggle, but it doesn't... Alright, we just need to hit begin and run. We know we have no chance here. In and forfeit. Okay. They mark some more stuff on our maps that actually put our crafter underneath the death threshold, which I don't think it has done in the past. Did it reduce him to exactly 0? No, it took him negative. Wow. That's been a pretty safe fail-forward mechanism in the past, hasn't it? Well, that's crummy. I sure hope he doesn't die. And there's no sense doing anything here except saving up for the rune bone. Please don't die. Okay, he's fine. Apparently he recovered enough to be above the threshold in a single turn. That's kind of wild, actually. Alright, so we need to go over to this thing. Unfortunately, there's no food adjacent to it. We could break the party in half, have one of them sit in a place where they can gather the charcoal and another one sit in a place where they can gather fish, and they'll still be close enough together that they'll act as one party for the purpose of for challenges and stuff. That's probably what we'll do. I guess the danger there is that we have to split the food and the combustibles between them, and we are not really in a great place to do that right now. Alright, how quickly can we gather coal? Oh man, it's a shame that's not a space you can stand in. We can gather coal very quickly, it turns out. So, if we want to do some research here, the fastest we could do research on this would be 9 turns. The thing is, that's probably 2 points of... there's probably 2 advancement points, right? Yeah, this one will be... It'll take 10 of the research points to finish this one. The next one will be 16, I believe, and that one will get finished as well. Maybe this is a moment where we just hunker down. We have several turns of food. Just hunker down, get some research done, grab some coal. What are we at on? We're every 2 turns, we're gathering 5 turns worth of combustibles. Unfortunately, I don't believe there's any way to tell the fuel management thing to... Like, I don't think we can order the things in the fuel management box, because I would really like it if it burned all the elven wood before burning any of the coal, but not to disallow the use of coal. I guess we'll disallow it for now. 13 turns is enough time to get things straightened out. And we try to make our kid a witch. Fingers crossed. Okay, awesome. Now I feel ready for... I feel very ready for yellow and purple challenges, maybe a little bit less ready for reds. Just in like a slightly worse place on that. Alright, so we just hang out here for 9 turns until we get that... Oh, we find the remains of a non-human settlement. While searching the remains of a goblin settlement, you realize that a pack of wild boars occupies one of the largest remaining huts. Hunting is a thing of nature for you. Do it! The difficulty 3 red challenge. I'm worried that there'll be a die roll behind this that might lead to us being stuck with the difficulty 3 challenge, which I don't know that we can do right now. But if we could succeed on this, it would probably be worth a lot of food. Okay, difficulty 2, and we can beg off if we want. We're in perfect red health. We have Nibor and Agusia. Oh, I wish I could swap my equipment around. What I really want to do right now is have Agusia hand the bow over. Because as it stands right now, it would just be Zoha and Nibor versus difficulty 2 wolves. Nimleth can contribute. The spitting spider. Agusia could shoot from the back row and do 4 damage. Probably not worth actually playing. You don't have anything that's super relevant here. I guess we have the unliving rats. We might be able to muddle through this. Yeah, I think we can do this. Okay, I'll take that. That's fine. The hut has proved to be the remains of a shaman's lair, but much of it has been destroyed by the boars. You find a rack of dried herbs and packs of supplies, suggesting the hut was in use recently. Okay, let's have our new witch try to connect the lingering weaves of magic here. Your connection to the weaves of magic allows you to soak up some energies. Okay, we get a temporary buff. Cool. And wow, so we made a ton of food there. 19 meat plus 25 vegetables and 25 herbs to cook with. That's actually really great. I'm not sure if I want to cook right now. We're kind of all hands on deck already. Alright, and we've discovered another kid in the quote-unquote cabbage patch. We're having a low faith issue. Are we now? I mean, Knight is doing faith damage to us, I guess. Oh, it's the kid. Yeah, the kid only has 7 max faith. Okay, well. Knight's really long, isn't it? Or the darkness thing? No, darkness lasts 2 turns. Characters with low faith may receive a spiritual curse. It does not affect people who are in the village, but sadly we do not have a village. Oh, she's become so much better at research. Actually, if I pull her... She is able to finish this in a single turn with the elf. Okay. And then let's get you off of that. So when that finishes, we'll have enough advancement points to go for... Yeah, alright, I'm feeling pretty good about this situation. Do we want to perform really quickly a spiritual healing ritual? We certainly can afford to, right? We have herbs. We have this. My main concern here is that I don't want the kid to get so... he gets so sick from lack of faith that we see a health drop that could be fatal. And since we're dealing with such very small numbers here, I am a little worried that that might occur. Sorry about that. I am currently dog sitting. That was the dog in the other room. Hold on just a moment. Alright, sorry about that. Okay, so, we had to figure out exactly what we want to do with our child here. So it says they will receive damage equal to portion of their health each turn. I really do wish that there was a number there, or at least a formula. I don't know exactly how much damage she's going to take. Is it going to be damage equal to the amount of faith she's missing? Is it going to be damage based on is it a percentage of her total health? I guess this is an opportunity to learn that, hopefully in a way that doesn't hold any risk of killing her. So let's just hit end turn. Hold on, let's have another look at her. Where's she at right now? She's at 2 of 7 health, or 2 of 7 faith, 9 of 9 health. Let's hit end turn and see what happens. Yeah, I didn't actually put anybody on that ritual because I didn't care. Okay, so maybe what happened is she got natural faith restoration and pushed her above the threshold before the check happened to see if she loses health. So it might be the case if you just push people back over the threshold that same turn, it has no effect. I have to assume that that's what we just saw. Also, I should probably remember to actually equip my jewelry. Here, you can have that. And actually, sorry, you can have that. She's the one who's most likely to end up standing in front of people, although I guess that's only true in red challenges, whatever. And then, do we want to... It's Elven Artifact. So you have a 1.2 multiplier. Okay, it is actually slightly better than what Nimuleth is using. Yeah, just a tiny little bit. Elven Artifact for the elf. Suppose it makes sense. And what do we want to do with Dobrovia? She is not biased toward any class in particular. She's straight 2s across the board. I guess a lot of what we do with her is going to be determined by what her first stat up is. I'm going to leave her for now, I guess. We probably take the crossbow off of you and give you... Does it make more sense for you to have the artifact? Not really, because it scales with destiny, right? Sadly, we don't really have a good mysticism weapon for her. She does have 7 destiny, so at least the wand will be reasonable. And then this hurry up thing, I'll give it to her. This gives her something that she could do in a red challenge, I guess. Yeah, alright, we'll leave that like that. Okay, so that's got us enough advancement points that we can now press the runebone button. Chosen receives 10 units of the resource. And let's see if I remembered how the recipe works. We would need... Yep, 10 dragon bone makes 2 rune bone. So we have enough to do that 5 times, and 5 times is what we need. And it is actually a considerable amount of crafting time. So we should probably move before we do it, right? We still don't want to actually make the ring, remember. We're not ready to make the ring yet. We want 2 more advancement points before we do that. Because we need to be able to... Well, we don't need necessarily, but we certainly want to be able to craft it with the maximum amount of essence. So, that being the case, we need to quest a little bit more before we're ready to do that anyway. We're not bottlenecking on... we're not bottlenecking on not having the materials. So... Is this might be the scavenger camp? I can't remember. I think there's a yellow challenge involved in talking them over to your side, and I'm not sure we're ready for it. Where are we at on Theodore's quest right now? Slavian village, which is this one, right? We can certainly do that. And then we may as well recamp here. Spend a little coal to make a little coal. I'm feeling like we're in a pretty good spot. Nope, this is the wrong village. Some of the people have weapons. Shoot, this is not what I wanted. Do not want to harm them, but you were asked by the Red Ridge Bandits to get rid of them, and for the sake of divine providence, you must do so. Yeah, shoot. See, it's frustrating that on that first option, that first choice, your options are get closer and prepare to fight them, or fight them. Like, the whole point of that is that they haven't seen you yet. You should be able to just leave. Well, we're not going to be able to do a difficulty 4 yellow challenge, I don't think. But we certainly can't do a red challenge. We're more likely to be able to do the yellow. So we could try it. I mean, if we... Oh, interesting. Auto-resolve thinks we'll get through, but with grave injuries. Fewer than 0 yellow hit points is basically dead, right? It is very likely to be dead. You try resolving manually and doing better, but it's also possible that I'll just screw it up. To be clear, it's pretty much like... The situations where we have screwed up worse than the auto-resolve did are very rare. Right? The vast majority of auto-resolves we would do better than, and the vast majority of things where it has shown us an auto-resolve result and we've decided to take it manually, we have done better than. There's always the small risk, and mostly I'm paranoid about it because I've done it before. I've screwed up a couple of times, but like, if we had to battle every battle manually, we would do much better than we've been doing in these previous games. It would just take a whole hell of a lot longer. Like, I'm not so worried about doing worse. Yeah, alright, let's go for it. It is not the case that they are all capable of reasonable yellow combat, right? It's just going to be a couple of them that are good at it, and we have to disarm those ones as quickly as possible. I think what I'm going to do on my first turn here... throw out a really fast headbutt. And then... Nimeleth... Ancestor's Voice deals true damage to up to 3 chosen targets. I did not realize that she had this skill. Put her out too, because I want to establish this quickly, because it's so fast and it's so powerful. And then I think we just play her again in the middle, and at some point here we're going to see the trick, right? Okay, there it is. They have some sludgy ability, and they're going to sludge us real bad with it. What do you have? You have Hunter's Mark, which totally works in yellow challenges. You have 10 points of damage from the back row. We have another Hammer Strike thing available. We have Reliable Argument. Reliable Argument, unfortunately, only usable from the front. If we wait until next turn, we could just play Nimeleth again, which is not, I think, completely outside the realm of reasonability. Kid's not going to get used. So we could end up playing Agusia and Boguslava and Nibor you two as attacks and you as Hunter's Mark. That might be where we end up. Or it could be play Boguslava and use Hunter's Mark twice. Sorry, no. If we're going to use Hunter's Mark twice, that's all we get to do. Well, it's already the case that we're so slow that delaying isn't going to make us any slower than they are, so maybe what I should do is just pass. Oh no, actually, outmaneuver's coming out pretty quickly. And the problem with Hunter's Mark is that they have more than one character who's actually dangerous, so we can Hunter's Mark each of them. But we can't use Hunter's Mark repeatedly on just like one of these dudes to get their 12 damage attack completely wrecked. I'm gonna pass. Let's let them play one more time. Okay, so part of the problem is that they have a bunch of these guys. So we have our final 3 points here. But we definitely want to do Hunter's Marks. These guys are very frustrating. Unfortunately, you're going to hit the wrong target. Okay, let's slow you. Let's start by doing that. And then do we just Hunter's Mark the other one too? Just bring their damage down? So right now, I'm going to hit this guy for lethal over the 2 rounds of combat. But we're going to take... Well, the elf is going to take 22, 31 twice. Well, no, I won't get hit by this guy twice. Actually, I won't get hit by this guy twice either. Yeah, we're not actually in that poor of a position. If I put down Boguslava to absorb 24 damage from that guy, that won't put him in lethal range, right? His potentially dying after combat range is 30% of 37 is like 12-ish. Yeah, he'll still be alive. He'll lower the amount of damage the elf takes, so the elf will be available for... The elf will be more available for combat next turn. He's not quite going to be lethal by himself. There's no sense in playing this thing, though, since we know he's only going to hit one target. Yeah, he won't be quite lethal by himself, and then we can throw you in here and have you finish the job, so this guy definitely only gets one attack. That makes things a lot easier. She's going to take 28 damage. Well, not necessarily. We don't know what is going to happen with random blasts. And the wolf is going to take... Yeah, it's bad, but it's not necessarily going to kill her. Because the wolf's going to take some splash damage here. So the wolf actually dies on the elf's next turns. The wolf is only going to get to attack once. I mean, over time that heal adds up, right? Yep, only one legal target, so attack where you can. Yeah, this isn't so bad. So they still have their person with a ton of sanity, but what they do not have is a lot of damage dealing potential anymore. That's really unfortunate that Random Blast managed to hit her twice, so she goes down to 3. Now, keep in mind, they still do have a lot of cards left, but in theory, a lot of these cards will be less good at combat. Less good at yellow combat, anyway. Let's throw you out there. Not much less good. And actually, you have Strength of the Swarm. That sucks. And I only do 18 damage. Well, let's commit you here. It's definitely going to be a little close. So what I need here is... yeah, something that comes out faster than 13 in this position. Boguslava gets hit again. He could drop below the lethality threshold. We cannot, unfortunately, get a quick attack out of the witch. Not an attack that'll do enough damage to matter very much. Honestly, Poison Throwing Dagger, doing 35% bonus damage, does about as much as the wand attack. Yeah, let's commit her. See what else they want to show us. Very annoying, actually. Wow, yeah, hugely annoying. Really, really bad. Because now they're guarding the guy who has Strength of the Swarm in a way that we can't interact with at all. Well, we could throw a Hunter's Mark on him, just slow him down. Lower his damage a little bit. As it stands now, we'll kill the fairy before it gets to act. And we'll splash 9 damage onto this guy. Unfortunately, while outmaneuver is fast enough to then finish the job, we can't guarantee that an outmaneuver played in this position would actually hit him, right? It could, because he's in the column 1 out, but it could also just hit you. As it stands now, he's only in position to hit us once and then he dies, so maybe I don't have to worry about this so much. And maybe what I should do here is just commit another outmaneuver on this side and just try to, like, shoot enough damage out to get rid of you. I think that's what I'm gonna do. We'll just rely on the elf to tank. Oh, hey, that's an awesome thing that you did there. Oh, God. Yeah, them having enough action points to play that character a second time is hugely bad for us. Like, almost comically. So the elf is going to take 24 damage now. Oh, no, okay, they split their damage. Well, that was a bad idea. They shouldn't have done that. That's really not going to work out the way they want. Okay, that's a much better result than we were offered before. We still have one character below the sanity threshold, which of course I'm worried about. Okay, a Soul Tear Jewel is totally fine. Some Malachite Jewelry to give us damage off of Int is also fine. Gathering Tools are extremely welcome. Better Dogs are extremely welcome. Okay. So, we can invite in some help here. Hopefully we will not see a death. It would really suck if somebody died. Yeah, see, when you click Theodore, it doesn't show you... But this has got to be the village for Theodore's thing, right? The thing is, what if it isn't, and we attempt to interact with it? Right? There's got to be a point of... There's a point of interest for Theodore's thing somewhere. These are for the Smith quest. All 3 of these. Is it on... There's no points of interest spawned on the original island. No, I think this is right. I sure hope this is right. Let's go ahead and do it. Okay, yeah. Oh, interesting. We have a different choice because we have Strybog, but like it's gonna end up in the same place, right? Convince them that they must, etc. We totally defeat them. Okay. And then we make camp and pray that we do not suffer a death. Is the elf below the threshold or right at it? She's lower than I would like. Doesn't much matter, I guess. Okay, this guy, he sounds really angry, etc. Okay, so we are Harmony and Light. We could soothe his broken soul, for clearly he has suffered and lost his way. Allow us to guide him back into the divine light. There are 6 domains, right? 2 of them map to each of these options, I'm thinking. It feels to me like Harmony could be 1 or 3, and Light is definitely 3. So let's say 3. Magic and harmony, calling out for the light of the gods to shine upon this wretched soul. Well done. Okay, so harmony was mapped to that. Light was probably actually 1. Okay, so let's follow the path of harmony, and nobody has died, and we're no longer below the threshold, so that is just wonderful. Do we want to take 2 points of wits on you? Hold on, we'll come back. I know I want these. Agusia doesn't really want 2 points of destiny. To take intelligence on her and at least give her that bit of intelligence jewelry, although actually wits is probably pretty important for her as well. And then we could take wisdom or destiny or 2 points of wits. The thing is, she's so fast already, I don't know that more points of wits will actually be beneficial. Right, wits has no effect at all if you're already the fastest character on the table. Although, I guess it's hard to be the fastest character on the table late in the turn. You could keep pumping wits and potentially get really good value out of holding her for later. Play our other characters early so that they can benefit from the low delay of being played early, and then play her really late and have her incredibly high wits just make it so she still goes first. That actually sounds pretty alright. Why am I low on fuel? Oh, right, because I told our people not to use the coal at all. That is no longer necessary. We have enough coal that it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so I suppose this is a time when we could go ahead and just make the stuff, right? Well, we should make the stuff by a source of food. Do I want to just go back over to the fish? Probably. I think we could do that this turn, right? Oh, we got an event or something. I'm not allowed to click. Cloud's moving fast. Seems interesting. Investigate. Yeah, let's do this thing again. Okay, cool. He gave us some malachite and some garbage jewelry. I'm just gonna go ahead and bid him farewell. Let's not push our luck here. So we've done a little bit of work. We still need to get some more. Actually, we have a point of movement left, don't we? Let's sail over to the terrain artifact and hold that up. That'll be how we get the rest of our advancement. Ooh, we do have to be a little wary, though. There are enemies out here. Oh, this is right next to a Lightbringer spawner. We could do difficulty 3 challenges at this point. I'm wondering if the smarter move might be to sail somewhere else. Maybe even back to the original island, just to look for a terrain artifact to pull up, because we only need 1 more. Dobrovoya wants to gain intelligence. She could become a healer, or maybe a Zerka. Honestly, wouldn't be a bad thing to have. We might want another fighter at some point, but the Elf Gatherer actually makes a pretty good fighter. If we could end up with somebody else high on int and wisdom, like a Zerka would be actually really good, then we could use the elf to just hold a bow or something. Yeah, I don't think I want to make landfall here. So why don't we... Let's see, how much of the islands have we explored? Not that much, actually. Let's sail over here and see if we can find a terrain artifact somewhere. Because I want to pull up a terrain artifact, but I don't want to do it right on top of a bunch of Lightbringers. I'll be honest with you, this is working out better than I was afraid it might. The Spirit Talker Village. I'm not sure if that's better, to be perfectly honest with you. I will say that I would love to gather mushrooms. So part of me wants to just stop right here. Yeah. I'm going to get off. We could probably deal with a difficulty 2 challenge group. Sanity's a little bit damaged by the wind. That's not so bad. Mushrooms is a type of food we don't have yet. Let's just grab this quickly. There's not actually a Spirit Talker group out here. Okay, we're having the Crow Dream again. So, obviously, Reeks of Darkness Attack It is not in keeping with our Harmony domain. Do nothing. It is merely a crow, either a beast of nature or a harbinger of mystery. So, nature and intellect, maybe? Reach out to the creature to show that you are no danger to it and you wish to communicate. Perhaps it requires aid. Or perhaps it is a servant of magic, and will share some knowledge with you. I bet this is harmony and magic, right? Alright, true to your path now as you were when you showed the failed chosen mercy and compassion. Hey, look at that, we're learning. It's truly the path of harmony that you walk. Very much the opposite of what we did last game. So the crow speaks of our divine duties. I do not question the will of the gods. Come on, surely they have their reasons. Obedient, good. The gods rarely need their chosen to follow blindly. Trust in the gods, but remain vigilant. Yeah, let us find the path of harmony. You must find out why the gods remain weak. Follow your divine path and search for the truth. I will. Okay, so this will get us that terrain artifact. It revealed another source of dragon bone, which is cool, and then the research off the terrain artifact will take us to the place we need to be in. Unfortunately, it's going to take a minute. We don't have to do that right here. And in fact, I am inclined not to. Let's try to talk to this village. Difficulty 4 yellow challenge is passable, we know, but we don't know exactly how tough this is going to be for us. Like, it might not be exactly as hard as the last yellow challenge was because the distribution of their difficulty over their characters might be different, and Nimlith is not at full yellow health, so let's just leave. She's really our yellow heavy hitter. She's going to be our heavy hitter a lot. Elves are super powerful. Do we want to just go back to the home island? Just like a place that's safer to work things out? Or we could just go back to the southern part of this island. It's pretty safe over there. Yeah, we'll just like park right here so we can take advantage of the fish while we build stuff. Okay, I think this works totally fine. We're on a high spot here. We got a lot of mountains around us. It's unlikely anybody's going to come out of nowhere and surprise us. Sorry, hold on. The most important thing in camp is this. That'll get us the 2 advancement points we need. And then the next best people at stuff can gather fish, and then we can do a little bit more cooking, probably. We only have 1 recipe available. How are we doing on grilled fish? We ran out of grilled fish. Alright, let's make some grilled fish. You find the remains of a non-human settlement deep in the forest. Okay, let's do this thing again the same way we did last time. Attack the weakened pack. Pretty easy. And then gather what you can and leave. Okay, research material, some dark wood, a suit of armor that is better than any of the suits of armor we currently have. I'm very focused, by the way, on the jewelry right now. But now that we have the ability to work runebone, and I probably should actually have our stuff distributed, but now that we have the ability to work runebone, we can actually do some... we can make some pretty cool gear out of it on top of everything else we have going. So we don't have a pet that's actually going to be good for you. Yeah, I should make sure we actually equip all this stuff. Who has the best destiny? It is definitely the elf. I don't know that she needs this, necessarily. Hypnotize. The person with the best int is probably also the elf. Here, this will give you a better option in yellow challenges. And then we need to just increase gathering in general. Who's gathering right now? Crafter and the Hunter. Okay, well then the Crafter and the Hunter get the gathering packs. Actually, the Crafter already has one. It is probably not ideal for it to be on him. Okay, we've actually gotten quite a few gathering tools without having to work very hard for them. No sense in not having the dog equipped. And then 19 points of shielding. Probably what we do is another little hand-me-down maneuver. Let's get you this, and then 13 points of shielding on you. Actually, the elf is the only one who can wear it. Okay. I think we're good there for the moment. 3 more turns. 3 more turns of sitting around, basically. I have no idea how much time we have left on the other child growing up. Where are we at on that? Rovia... 29. Wow. That's a slow one. Okay, we have our thing researched. Let's go ahead and learn how to make the best jewelry that we can make. So what, out of curiosity, what can we make out of rune bone? We can make heavy armor with rune bone, but we'd have to supplement it with something. Medium armor, also bone, but supplemented. Probably we don't want to go for light armor. And then we got to think about other types of equipment as well. One problem at a time, though. Okay. Crafting this. Oh, right, sorry. Not that. Crafting this 5 times. It's going to take us a minute. It's going to be just a second here. You should definitely be researching the creature instead. And don't think I want to pull anybody off of anything. Actually, you guys could probably stop cooking. Yeah, we're okay on that. I don't want to lose all of our herbs in case we need to use them for a ritual. So one of you can help with the fish, and the other one can help with the research, even though not going to be terribly effective. Alright, so we're looking at 7 turns at this rate to make the rune bone. Another thing that we might want to consider making is a crafting tool to speed all this process up. This is not the right menu for that. If we wanted to make a crafting tool, what would that look like? We have enough obsidian to go in the second slot here, and enough topaz to go in this slot. It's not amazing. Well, like a 36% increase in crafting. It's not terrible. You get 41 that way. Of course, there's a slightly higher chance of making a thing that is garbage. Maybe we should take this because it only has a 6% chance of failing. We don't have enough obsidian to try this again, right? I'm going to go for this one. And I'm actually going to pull both of you onto that. Let's do that first. Partially, I'm worried about making a garbage quality version of the ring. And we should have more than enough fuel and more than enough food to make things work. I don't know if we're still at a point where finishing a creature research is going to give us an advancement point. It looks like it didn't quite. Okay, but we're close. I probably don't want them to just keep researching. Well, I guess there's not a lot else for them to do, though. Let's put you two into crafting mode, and actually the elf has higher crafting. Because of course she does. So she gets the crafting tool. It gives us 15 crafting with which to build our ring. Hopefully that'll help. And it did take a turn off of the rune bone as well. So we're going to be sitting here for 6 turns doing that. I guess you may as well just do research. I do kind of wish that the things you actually did with a child affected their chance to grow up into different classes. Like, a child who does research should have a better chance of growing up into a Zerka or a healer, right? I think that makes sense. Okay, 2 more turns to get us there. And then we should be ready to actually do the thing. 20 rune bone, a cosmic seed. This makes a very powerful ring quite early in the game, I think. I mean, not quite early for using your cosmic seed for the first time. Okay, 7% trash quality chance. That's not so bad. If she wasn't on it... Okay, it actually would have been... Even without the crafting tool, the chance of it being garbage would have been pretty marginal. But it does speed things up a little bit, in addition. So we have 5 turns left. You'll be able to complete one more bit of research, and the others obviously will continue to gather fish. I'm pretty excited about having this, though. Okay, there it is. Let's see if we screwed it up. Nope, it is totally the quality we expected. So the question is, who gets it? Part of me wants to just give it to the elf, and have the elf be the heavy hitter in every kind of combat, always and forever. Honestly, I think that's probably a pretty good way to do this, right? Because with this on, the elf has over 100 health in all categories, 35 or more points of shielding in every category. Seems pretty good. Also, I suppose we had to give this tool to somebody. Hold on. Who has the best gathering? Not the kid, obviously. I guess that's not a big surprise that it would be Nibor even without the thing, because he has all the perception. You can take this. Now, I guess she should take it back, right? She should use it until we need her to build something. And then Nibor doesn't have any... You know what? Honestly, Destiny's not that bad. This gives him some way to contribute to a purple challenge. Does he have Ghostly Axe? He doesn't, actually. Okay, sure. That's not where I would have expected that ring to find its home, but that'll do for now. So then the big question becomes, now what? I think if we wait one more turn, we'll get one more research point out of it. Let's have you two work on fish for a turn. And I guess there's not a lot else for these guys to do. We certainly have enough fish cakes. I guess 2 of us just sit idle? Doesn't feel right, but there really is nothing else to do. Actually, pull the kid off. This doesn't matter. That doesn't change anything. Yeah, alright, let's just have 2 people sit idle for a turn. And at this point, I think we should be more capable of pushing forward with our plots. Actually, here's a question: Am I screwing up by putting the ring on Nimileth? Nimileth is already quite powerful in multiple challenges. Would we be better off distributing our power, like I've talked about before, so that we could get 4 plays of powerful cards out of 6 action points in combat, rather than 3 plays? Because like if Nibor has the ring and he's really good at his job, then we play Nimileth twice and Nibor twice. Yeah, maybe that's the way to do it. Well, let me think. What are we heading into now? We could go deal with the demon. You know, we have actually pursued the Red Ridge thing in the with having the villagers help you path before. Maybe it would be better to go do the demon thing just so we know what the demon thing looks like. Actually, let's pursue our path quest for the moment. So that being the case, I believe there's a thing coming up where the Chosen has to fight alone, right? Let's do this for right now. Just buff the Chosen way up, and he's already got the best weapon we could give him. His armor is not ideal, but it's probably not going to be a red challenge anyway. Yeah, that's fine. And then we'll just gather some coal. Quite a bit of coal, I hope. Okay, nope. A single gather. The overflow limiting is pretty tough. Honestly, it probably would have been about as fast to just get in the water and sail around. This wind is making my life really difficult. I wish it would stop. Maybe what we should do is... yeah, just like come down here. Find an old quarry seemingly abandoned. Most of the quarry has collapsed into a deep ravine, but there may still be some usable resources here. Start digging for stone when the earth shifts and one of you gets trapped beneath the stone. So you dig them out with brute force or use our intellect. That feels more like our party here. You dig them out, and apart from some mental bruising, they seem well. You also uncover some stone. Hooray. Then we should probably just attack these guys, right? Let's just get this party dealt with. It shouldn't be too hard for us to pass a yellow or a red challenge. Okay. And I'm just going to camp here and try to stay safe for a minute. I'm going to gather more dragon bone, since we can. I think we may end up facing a yellow challenge for our event, and I would love it if... Yeah, let's boost this up. I would love it if we could go into that with full sanity, and that's going to require the wind to stop. Has it been windy for like 20 real-time minutes now? You come across an old hut in the woods. At first it seems quite run down, but you spot smoke coming from the chimney. Alright, well let's call out and see if anybody's home, being friendly in the name of harmony, right? An old hooded woman answers the door and gestures for you to enter. Come in. I offer you food, sweets, perhaps some trade. Alright, let's let our witch handle this witch thing. If you are what I think you are, prove it. Okay, I think our witch can do a simple bone reading ritual. You cut your hand, splatter the blood on the cleared ground, and throw 3 bones each from an unborn child's left hand. What? The bones fall into a pattern. Well, that's literally always going to be true. Tell the woman that a dark, handsome stranger will come to her door soon. Ah, good one. Well met, sister. Now, for strangers, I'd play a game of deals and trades and trickery. But for you, I honor an honest trade between sisters. Or I can teach you some rituals and give you some herbs. But I'd need some of your spirit energy in exchange. That's interesting. I wonder what Learn Some Rituals actually does here. Obviously, we have a rituals area, but I doubt she's going to give us a new ritual, right? I bet that what this actually does is, like, increase mysticism. I think I'm willing to do that. I want to see what this does. Yeah, okay, it's an increase in mysticism and the ritual stat. Okay, that's fine. And hey, the wind ended. So do we want to level up Hunter's Mark or outmaneuver? We probably don't need Nibor in yellow challenges that badly. I mean, we are using him, though. Hunter's Mark is broadly applicable, but it's really... like, it's really only good in challenges where you're only fighting one powerful enemy. A lot of the time, it's just, like, okay. I don't know. I think we're going to get to the point where we don't need him in yellow challenges that much. Alright, let's rest for one more turn, like, actually recover now that the damn wind has ended. Feeling better-ish? Boy, she does not recover very quickly. Thought elves were supposed to be immortal. I guess that doesn't necessarily mean fast healing. I just kind of assumed that it would mean fast healing. She's recovering like a point of sanity per turn. There's a morale threshold thing for that, isn't there? Why is everybody at none? Nobody should be at none. We're down to just fish. Man, we eat that other food really quickly. Okay, well, it should not be the case that we're eating all of our grilled fish constantly, but this will help a little bit. Okay, now we have some grilled fish. Trending toward non-zero morale. You know, 10 hit point, plus 10% hit points is pretty meaningful. Yeah, allow use of new fuel items. We're not trying to save anything at this point. We are actually running a little low on stuff, though. Okay, the kid can grow up. I think let's go for healer. Okay, a handy person to have around. So the healer has a passive ability, right? Yeah, health regen up, death chance down. Obviously, we're going to be pumping this at every opportunity. And sadly, not a lot else. Can't really give you any better weapons or anything. I can give you some jewelry to give you a skill. Not like useful, but yeah, we're just a little low on equipment. You know, we need more advancement points. We need to get some equipment going. And of course, the wind has started again. Maybe it hasn't. Maybe it wasn't that the wind was running constantly all the time. It's just that the wind, it ended and then it started again, and then it ended and then it started again. I don't know. We're not going to get a better shot here. Let's just do it. The strange crow marked this place on the map and said you would find divine truth here, but when you approach, all you see is the stump of an ancient oak, hollow and forlorn. So like the previous games, following the divine path is not going to cause us to win, it's just going to power us up some, which we could use. Alright, beside it you see a bustling of light swirling in and out, trying to carve its way inside but unable to break through. Some of these light creatures look humanoid. They may be Lightbringers, although they seem to be acting much livelier and more chaotic than the ones you've come across so far. Alright, approach carefully. After all, you're supposed to find enlightenment here, not fight. One of the light creatures turns to you. It is the husk of an older human, but his hair is burnt and light escapes through every orifice. Wow. His presence is blinding. You. I sense you are made of this tree. Perhaps you can aid us in breaking it. Okay, well we're gonna have to go for a difficulty 4 purple challenge, which I'm not wild about, but apparently we're better at that than I was expecting. You open yourself up to the light through your love for harmony, and through it to face the Lightbringers. Your will and the power of the true light that you serve overwhelm them. Sadly, most of them perish, as if the unnatural link to the light mind was their only remaining life force. One remains, weakened but flickering, with a more familiar warmth. I am alone, and yet this light you showed me, dirty, ever entwined with darkness, but so? I don't know how to speak of it. Thank you, I think. Alright, why are you trying to destroy this tree? Why does everybody hate trees in Thea? I am alone, I do not know. I feel a faint imprint of us, but it is fleeting. The light in the earth is strong, burning, trying to come out so badly, but it cannot. The earth holds it still. Oh, yes, here, this tree, a root of one you call Mokosh, Earth Mother, Tree Sister. Bad. Bad. There is another such root, bigger, stronger. We were to go there too, destroy it all. I must leave and find my own way? This guy's very disconnected. You could stay with us. No, I must not. You have a path to walk. I am unlinked now, but they might take me again. I will go and hide. The light moves away. Go. Find the big root. Earth Mother smells like you, too. Maybe there you will find the answers you seek. Okay, we gotta go check on this big tree. The tree stump is scorched and bruised, but you see fresh vines of greenery growing on it and giving it renewed life. As you come closer, you feel the touch of the divine upon you, and a call that beckons you to find another such place in the lands of the ancient forest. Okay, the lands of the ancient forest. I mean, I have an idea. I have an idea what that might mean. So one of these is the Slavian village. The other one is the Red Ridgers. So this is the cave where the druids are, the demons are. That is that the thing that we just revealed? I was assuming from the lands of the ancient forest thing that it was talking about Elftown, but this is, I mean, that's something over there, right? Here, let's get in the boat. We're gonna sail over to here. We have granite revealed. Let's get back on land. We could do some gathering of granite. Nimleth probably ought to take another point of elf, because he had to level up Ancestor's Voice even further. It seems like a very good skill. And it won't change Brush It Off at all. Brush It Off, it seems like, is never going to get any better. And then Zoha obviously gains health because Brute Force. Brute Force is not a real option most of the time. Alright, we may as well gather a handful of granite here. Who knows when we might need it. And we're doing okay on weight. Not anywhere near that. Oh, actually, I didn't... Are we cool to adventure? Yeah, I mean, cool-ish. I seem to remember there being a purple challenge involved here. You know, let's run the ritual one time. Do we want to do it with this? Actually, I think I'd rather use the Shadowbone. We're very unlikely to use Shadowbone for anything ever. And we might want to cook with the herbs. Okay, and the damned wind has ended again. Okay, you find the entrance to the old gold mine, and from the bright light beaming out at you, you'd guess it is not unoccupied. Okay, so we could call upon the light domain for answers, but I think let's do the magic user path. This has worked before. And we're more harmony than light, right? Whoever resides within is likely skilled in mysticism and determined to keep folks out. Yeah, we know. Call out, tell them I'm here to make a deal. Difficulty 3 yellow challenge. We totally can pass. We are confident of that now. You know they wish to keep the light away. Yeah, we could skip the story on this. So kill the bandits. We both get what we want. Alright, I'm down. Let's do it. We'll hide for now. Beware, though, we do not make such deals twice. You'll lie to them, speak the word, and we come to help. Okay, we have not done it that way in the past, I believe. I think that's a new option for us. Ooh, not a big fan of camping next to the Lightbringer spawn, but I want to see what this is. We probably should. I mean, there's not actually a group of Lightbringers out right now. Let's get ourselves another type of food to help keep morale up. Morale's tricky. So let's see, we have 1 advancement point right now. We could buy some more recipes. And to be honest with you, though, I really want to save all of our advancement points for gear, actually. Maybe, like, artifacts would be a good one to go for this game, because it seems like we have a lot of people who are wisdom and destiny statted. Obviously, getting a good book for the witch would be nice as well, and then we got to talk about everybody else. I mean, we're just not going to get enough advancement points to do everything we want to do. So while we're sitting here, what else of value could we do? Where are we at on this? Okay, we can afford to make some more grilled fish. Gathered 25 mushrooms, that's pretty nice. I wonder if those people are going to be a problem. You know what? I just realized what time it is. Okay, probably this is where we should stop for today. This game's going a lot better than I thought it would. We've gotten a couple of people into positions where they potentially could have died a couple of times, but I'm feeling, like, mighty powerful at this point. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time, tomorrow, to see just how quickly we can push along our main quest here without getting everybody killed. And we'll see you then.